ourselves instead of taking responsibility for what we're creating within. So I want to share a little story with you about a friend of mine. I'll call him Mark. Mark was a very kind person. He's like somebody you'd call a self-made man. Mark had some money. He had some power, and he built himself up in business from the ground up. He took an entry-level job when he was young, out of college, starting at a big company. In a very small role, and he built his way up. He climbed the corporate ladder, you might say, into a senior leadership role in a very prestigious company. He was a good man. I knew him from my old church. He loved his wife and kids. He was very active in the kids' school. I worked on many teams with him. He was very active in the church. And I kind of envied Mark in the way that he exuded confidence. He was just always seemed so sure of himself, and he believed in himself, and he was a great giver, and just always wanting to help people. And sometimes he might have been a little bit over confident, perhaps a little bossy. Some people thought that he was arrogant and too proud. But I looked at him and said, here's a man who worked really hard, and he made it. And he's not just off being, the guy with the most money, He's helping others. He's engaging with his kids and with his church. And then his company went through a massive restructuring, and his entire department was eliminated. And we all watched as Mark's life started to fall apart, because he identified himself as the successful businessman. His wife, Ginny, asked people in our inner circle. Mark wanted to keep his business private, but she had asked some of us to pray for him, and we did. And we truly wanted to help. But instead of joining us in prayer, Mark pulled away from the things that he was doing in the church, and he said he needed to stay focused on finding a job. And about 6 months went by, and Mark was still without a job. And he became angry and bitter and anxious. And Ginny told us that she was trying to be as encouraging and supportive as possible, but she admitted that things had gotten really rough at home. He was a different man, and Mark was becoming more and more difficult to be around. So we all tried to cheer him up and encourage him, but the more we did, the more Mark turned away. Later, he admitted that he was just embarrassed. He had presented this version of himself to all of us, and he felt like that version didn't exist anymore. He didn't know himself. He didn't feel like the proud and accomplished man he was before. He didn't even feel worthy after a while of having the high-paying job that he was accustomed to. And so a dear friend of his asked him, you haven't been around church lately. Are you meditating? Are you praying at home? And he said, God isn't going to just come and give me a job. I got to work for it. I got to be prepared. I got to be out there. But later that night, he says he couldn't let the idea go that his friend said, are you meditating? Are you praying? And he was replaying this, and he found himself, he said, apologizing to God. And then kind of falling to his knees and saying, I can't do it anymore. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not strong enough to go through this. And he found himself in a time of surrender. And what happened after that is he let go of the control that he had. He had this image of himself, of being a powerful and successful man. And he was so angry at the company because they had ripped that away from him. There's that blame thing, right? We blame somebody else for what's happened to us. So slowly he came around, and he started doing the things that he enjoyed doing. And he started to realize that his worth, that his value, that his whole truth wasn't tied to his accomplishments or his job. He discovered that spiritual dominion didn't come as a reward for his efforts, but it's a gift that he had been given when he came to earth. And it was a gift he could use most powerfully when he surrendered the human power. So I was thinking about this, and I said, when we stop trying to be somebody, when we stop trying to be somebody's hero or somebody, high and mighty, and we allow the wisdom of God to move through us, and we surrender to the will of God, and we allow divine order to unfold. Those are all things that I've talked about already in the 12 powers. It is then that we have the ultimate freedom. We don't always have to be in control. We don't always have to be measured by how strong we are, how smart we are, how successful we are, how much money we have. In fact, when we let all of that go is when we truly feel alive again. Brummett says we express our greatest power not by exercising our personal willpower, but by surrendering to a power greater than ourselves. And as we learn to conquer ourselves, we become a vehicle for the unlimited power of the universe to flow through us. Flow. It's easy. Get that? A flow. We're not paddling upriver. It reminded me of the Marianne Williamson quote. We are not powerless. We are powerful beyond measure. That can only happen when you understand divine power. In Robert Brummett's book, Living Originally, he says, I am the author of my life. That really struck me. My thoughts, my words, my actions write my story. And it's true for all of us. I am the author of my life. That's an affirmation I promised you. Do you want to say it with me? All right. I am the author of my life. From the Power Up booklet, they say, I claim dominion now. I use dominion to master divine ideas so I can be the best person and the best Christ I can be. How about that affirmation? I claim dominion now. You want to say that with me? I claim dominion now. We can, anytime. The question is, will we? Will we claim it? If you are ready to claim your power of power and dominion, I invite you to stand. I invite you to rise up and let the song that Julie's about to sing for us move through you. And to remember that we're not in this alone. We are not powerless. We are powerful beyond measure. And we're in it together. So if you're in it, rise up. Come on, stand up. Julie's going to sing us a song that you're going to want to move to anyway, right, Julie?
Clap your hands if you want to.
Yeah.
Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting far. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a chance that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Oh, yeah. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Oh, yeah. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts from the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts of the world that's waiting. Be the one of the world that's waiting. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Thank you, Julie and Mike. Thanks to all of you for adding your energy to this. We do stand together, and we have our own power within us, and when we know that, then we don't have to ever feel overpowered by anybody else. We can all stand together, work together, be together, live and love together. And now is our time to come together in our prosperity celebration. This ministry doesn't run itself. And we have a great staff, and we have wonderful volunteers, and a semi-decent minister, and things kind of work together. But it takes all of us. And when we get in this flow, it comes into our prosperity consciousness. When we know in the divine power that we will always be provided for, then we can be the joyful givers that Jesus spoke about. Be a joyful giver. And so I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that now, but not until we pray over our gifts and our offerings. We know that divine love as me blesses and increases all that I give, all that I receive, all that I have, and all that I am. For God is my source, and abundance is my nature.
There is more than enough in a universe that God created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in God's image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I go without when God's abundance is here for me now? I need not worry the when or the how. God's infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is God's infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever we choose to do, God's infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough.
And we bring our energy together, our divine energy and our human energy, in this powerful blessing over these gifts. We know that they were given in love. We receive them in love, and we empower them to go out through this ministry and out into the world, doing the good works that we want to continue. Thank you, God. Amen.
Okay, now I'd like to read the announcements for today. Reverend Cindy is offering a Unity Basics new membership class. On the next 2 Thursdays, August 14th and 21st, the classes will be held on Zoom from 6 to 7:30. If you wish to become a voting member, attendance at 2 of these 3 classes is required. So sign up on the bulletin board on your way to Friendship Hall, and make sure to leave your email address so that she can send you a Zoom link for those. The Board of Trustees is hosting the ice cream social today. Yay! Caitlin's over there saying yay! At 11 a.m. today in Friendship Hall. So please stay after service and enjoy a sweet treat on the house with your fellow Unity members through the generosity of our board. While you're down in Friendship Hall, please take some more of the free COVID tests. There's no limit, and you can give them away to family members, and the tests are good for 1 year. The volunteer teams or individuals are invited to assemble a gift basket for our charity auction on Sunday, September 7th. Donated baskets are on display in the bookstore starting the 17th, but we have a little preview. There's 5 of them in there right now. And I have a little auction tip for the week. Next week, we'll be selling tickets. Your name is going to be required on the back of the tickets, so many of those hundreds of address labels that you have at your house, bring them with you if you're buying tickets, and then you don't have to sit there and fill them all out. Okay, and if you want to create a basket, if you want to see me about it, I'd be happy to talk with you about it, or if you want to go together with someone. Patricia Lawson, a member of our prayer support team today, will be available to pray with you here in the sanctuary right after today's service. And we ask those that are not staying for prayer, to move down to Friendship Hall and eat ice cream. You may be short on business today, Patricia, I'm not sure. We will be starting a mum sale, flowers, from Schwartz's nursery. And in Constant Contact tomorrow, you will be receiving information about that. It's a completely online kind of order. We're going to be selling them from now until September 10th. Delivery will be to the church on September the 16th. You can pick them up on that day. And this money will be designated for to contribute to our sign fund for our new sign out front. And last but not least, for sure, Annie, our AV tech over there, will be with us just one more Sunday. Yeah, today was one, so one more Sunday. She has graduated from high school, moving on to college, onto a new adventure. So we want to wish her the best, and we'll just get to see you one more time. So thank you for all that you've done for us. We've watched you grow up for the last few years, and now you're on to a new adventure. So thank you, thank you. Okay, I think that's it, and I'll invite Reverend Cindy up to close our service.
I'm going to talk to the hospitality staff and see if we can get a cake for Annie on the 31st. What do you think? Yeah, let's have a cake. Let's have cake. Let's have cake for Annie. Yeah. In case you're wondering, Mark and Ginny, not their real names, Ginny wanted to start a doggy daycare, and Mark kind of reluctantly helped her to do that. And they've been running a successful doggy daycare that has also turned into a grooming facility, and they have emergency vet service. And so they're running a business as a couple, and Mark's using all of his upper-level management. And last I heard anyway, I'm not really in touch with them anymore, they had a very successful business going and were very happy doing something that they loved. Follow your inner guidance, wisdom, will, all of the powers, divine order is at work in us, and true power can only come. Lasting true power can only come from the divine. So remember that as you go through your day and week. And when you see people out in the world who are trying to exercise this real human power and need to be the boss and in control of everything, just say a prayer for them. They don't understand their divine power. They're showing up as human can be and trying to grasp it. So just say an extra prayer for them that they might know the divine power that's innate within them. So let's close with our prayer for protection and our peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Therefore, wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Have a great week. And I just want to say, there'll be plenty of ice cream if you want to pray with Patricia first, okay? We got lots of good stuff, but there'll be plenty.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.